previous season, you lost.
Right.
What did that teach you guys?
We went in to play game one, and I'll never forget because we outshot them, I believe, 53-12, and we lost 2-0 on an empty net goal to lose 2-0. And before we knew it, we were done.
The most satisfying Stanley Cup for me was the fourth one that we won when we beat Edmonton 4-0, because everyone thought that Edmonton was supposed to take away the Stanley Cup that year. And when we beat them 4-0, it was like, you know, it's not your time yet. You know, you got to learn to win before you can win.
The locker rooms were such that the visiting teams here and the Islander rooms here, and to get on the bus, you got to walk by their room. And I remember I turned to Kevin Lowe as we were getting ready to walk out of the locker room, and I said, "Oh my gosh, we're going to have to go by the locker room. They're going to be celebrating and this and that." And I was like, "Oh, it's the last thing we need to do right now." So as we walked by, we looked in the room, and they're basically sitting in their stalls with ice packs and heat bags. And I remember we looked at each other as we got on the bus and said, you know, that's the difference between winning and losing. Those guys can't move. They're so exhausted. We lost, and we feel like we could still play another 10 games.
That loss in 4 straight to us was a fantastic lesson, and they probably learned more from that loss than anything else that happened that year. And they learned fast, I'll tell you, because the next year they whipped us pretty good, beating us 4-1.
Times change, and so does history.
One of the things that people didn't understand, they always thought there was this hatred of the Oilers and the Islanders. And it really wasn't the case. As a team and as players, we idolized the Islanders. We tried to trademark ourselves after them at how professional they were on the ice and how hard they played and how unselfish as a team they were. And that's what we copied from them.
Do you remember any defining moments that went your way, a big goal scored by your team, something that just kept you going for the first cup?
Well, two or three moments I remember most was game one. I believe we won 1-0 on the island.